name's Darshna. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a makeup look that's a bit more burnt orange, pinky. It's so wearable, beautiful colours. It goes with any eye colour as well. So I'm just going to head straight into it. I've already washed my hands, washed my face, and I'm just going to get straight into the primer. And today's palette that I'm going to be using is the Revolution palette, and it is called Life on the Dance Floor. So first things first, I'm going to clip my hair up. Okay, so the cream that I'm going to be using today is the L'Oreal Anti-Wrinkle Extra Firming SPF 30 cream. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but your skin actually starts to mature at the age of around 20 to 25. So that's really and truly when you should start to wear anti-wrinkle cream. So that's what I'm going to be using today, and it's always good to wear an SPF as well. So I just like this one because it's got 2-in-1. So as you can tell, I've got a little spot that I picked on my chin, but I will be concealing that with some Maybelline concealer later on. The next thing I'm going to be doing is using a primer. Today's primer is going to be a little bit different. So I'm actually going to be using a men's aftershave balm as my primer, sorry. And I actually got this off Nikki Tutorials, so shout out Nikki Tutorials, and it is amazing, and it's got that glycerine that you really need in a good primer as well, and my makeup just lasts so much longer when I use it. So this is the one that I'm going to be using, and it's the one for sensitive skin. So I don't know whether you guys noticed, but when I put that primer on, I actually patted it into my skin first. So the product was really soaked into my skin. Once most of the product was soaked into my skin, then I started rubbing. Next thing I'm going to be doing is putting some tape on my eyes so that I don't get as much fallout. Right guys, so the next thing I'm going to be doing is priming my lids, and for that I'm going to be using the Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC. Initially I'm going to be putting it on with my ring finger to warm up the product, and then I'll be using a brush to even it out. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is my eyeshadow, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see the palette, but it is beautiful. And I've got this on because it shows you all the colours. I think you can just see my ring light here, but it is a really, really nice palette. So I will go into which colours I've used at the end. Because at the moment don't really know what I'm going for. So yeah, I'll let you guys know at the end which colours I've used, and I'll point to them as well with the shade list on. Okay guys, so for my eyes, these are the colours that I use. So in my upper crease, I use the colour Two Step, so that's that one there. And then for the lower part of my crease, I use Lean Back, so that's that colour there. And then for the outer corner of my eye, I use a mixture of Stop and Dark Corner. And then for the mobile part of the middle part of my mobile lid, I used Slide, which is this one over here. And for the inner corner, I used a mixture of Hit and Spin initially, but then I didn't like that, so I only used Spin in the end. And then right at the end, what I did was I took the brush that I used for my transition, just went over it again. I also put Spin in my eyebrow, in the upper part of my eyebrow, to highlight my brow bone. And I also used this brush, the Spectrum A13 brush, to pack in the outer part of the colour, and I blended it in circular motions all around the edges as well. So I packed it in by patting and then blended on the outside with circular motions. So I still had the intensity on the inner corner and it was blended around the edges. So the next thing we're gonna get into is foundation. So I'm gonna remove these, and I'm not gonna be doing a wing today. If I was gonna be doing a winged liner, I would have left them on because I just find it a lot easier. So I'm gonna be going in with my foundation, and for foundation I'm gonna be using that old trusty favourite, Face and Body by MAC in C5. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to be doing is the concealer, and I'm using the Instant Age Rewind Concealer. Instant Anti-Age Concealer. Every single time I say this name, I make up my own names, but yeah, it's the Instant Anti-Age Eraser by Maybelline. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is just setting my under eyes, and for that I'm going to be using the Stay Matte powder by Rimmel. So for that I actually took the powder and I patted it on all the way around first, and then I dragged it, because if I dragged it, it would have dragged my concealer off and foundation off with it. So if I'm going to put a powder over cream or liquid, I always pat first, then drag, as long as I'm happy with the way the liquid and cream looks and I want it to set. So the next thing that I'm going to be using is a bronzer from Aldi, and it's the La Cura brand, and I think it was supposed to be like a dupe for Hoola. It's good, and for the price point it's brilliant, but it is not Hoola by Benefit. The brush is, I mean, it's a nice brush, but the bristles fall out constantly. I mean, even if I show you this brush now, it'll probably fall out now just while I'm doing this. Like, look, this is already fallen out and I've just picked a little bit. So the bristles come out all the time, as long as you don't mind taking them off your face. The durability of the product is good. It lasts a long time. but it's just not the same as Hoola. It's not as smooth as Hoola, the application isn't as nice, it's not as creamy. The colour I would say is similar, but you're going to get a much better experience, but this is a fraction of the price, so you can't really go wrong. So this is what I'm going to be using today. It is the Aldi one. So I've just applied the bronzer. I don't know if you can see, but while I was applying it, there is another bristle that's fallen off. There was a couple of bristles that were on my face as well. I don't know if they're still there. I don't know if you can see. There was one near my nose, but I think it may have fallen now. But yeah, like I said, the bristles do come off. I thought that was another bristle, it's just a white hair. But yeah, no, the bristles do come off really easily. That's another reason you can't really wash that brush to reuse it. So if you're going to keep purchasing that, then I would recommend an actual bronzer or sculpting brush as well. So the next thing we're going to be doing is blush, and for blush I'm going to be using Life's a Peach, which is this one by L'Oreal. Again, the ring light's in the way, but I think you all know this one anyway. This has also got a little brush in it. I've actually never used it, so I can't tell you what that brush is like. So I usually use this kind of brush, and it's a Morphe brush. I don't know what it's called, but I think it came in a set, but it's really nice for blush, so I usually just use that. So place that just when you're smiling on the apples of my cheeks. There we go. And for highlight today, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Illuminated palette in the colour Aura. And it's this colour here. It's really nice, it's really goldy, shimmery. Such a beautiful colour. Again, this has also got a brush as well. They're all kind of similar sizes and similar shapes. Not a huge fan of it. It's lovely, it's really soft, it's lovely and soft. I'm just not a huge fan of brushes like that for highlight. I prefer fan brushes or an actual brush. So today I'm going to be using a fan brush, and this is the Spectrum A10 that I'm going to be using for the highlight. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is just get a normal fluffy brush. I'm not adding any extra product on it, but it's the one that I use for my under eye. And I'm just going to go right over my face just to blend everything in. And it just gives it a more complete and finished look. Not that we're finished yet. And the highlight that I put on is so subtle, so I may need to go over it again, because I feel like I need it on my cheeks, so that's where I'm going to put the highlight on again. Now it looks like I put on a lot of highlight, but I really didn't. So if I come close up, you can see that I haven't actually put on that much highlight. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is the under eyes. And for the under eyes, I'm going to be using the same colour that I use in the outer corner of the palette. So like I said, I'm not actually going to be doing any liner today, so I'm just going to go straight in with the mascara. Again, it's going to be the Maybelline Go Colossal and the L'Oreal Flutter Lash by L'Oreal. So I'm going to go in with this one first and then that one, so I don't have to put the second mascara on once the first mascara is dried. Otherwise I find that I get little black bits on my face, so I don't like that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to get into is the lips, and for the liner I'm going to be using the Natural Collection lip liner, and it's in the colour Espresso. Okay, and for the lipsticks, I'm going to be using Amorous by MAC. And I'm just going to grab some concealer, same concealer that we used around the face, on a normal concealer brush, and just clean up around the edges of my lips. And with this side of the beauty blender, we're just gonna blend that out. Okay, and I'm just gonna give it once over again. I'm not gonna touch the highlight this time because, like I said, this highlight is so super finely milled and it will literally just come off. So I'm just gonna go around this part, around my chin, and around my forehead. And that completes the makeup look, guys. I hope you like this kind of burnt orange look. Well, it's got berry lips. It's a berry kind of colour, but it's not as dark as a berry. But I love this colour. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like the music in my intro and outro, check out Remedy. His socials are going to be in the description box below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.
Baby, when